Hello, I'm continuing my reviews on the Hellraiser movies with Hellraiser Inferno. Now, Hellraiser Inferno is the 5th film of the Hellraiser series, but when this came out, it was released straight to DVD and video. Now, this came out in 2000. Now, the reason this movie went straight to DVD and video when it came out is because I don't think Hellraiser Bloodline did very well in the box office, so this movie and all the Hellraiser movies which would follow it all went straight to DVD and video when they came out. Now, this is held by a lot of people to be one of the worst ones, but I actually don't hate this movie. I actually do kind of like it, but I can see why some people wouldn't like this movie. Now, what I like about this movie is in this movie they really make the Cenobites more like side characters, and the Cenobites are not the main focus of the story, which is kind of like how the first Hellraiser movie was, because in the first Hellraiser movie, really the Cenobites were just side characters, and that's what it seems like they're trying to do with this movie. Like, it seems like they're really trying to return Hellraiser to its roots, which is something I appreciate about the movie, but at the same time, there are points in this movie where it doesn't even seem like a Hellraiser story. Like, really the story for this movie could have worked as its own movie. Like, it does seem like the Cenobites and the puzzle box, all that was thrown in there, like, last minute, and apparently that's the case. Like, apparently the original script for this movie wasn't even gonna be a Hellraiser movie, but they ended up adding little things about the Cenobites and the puzzle box in the script, and, they made a movie out of that, but, but it really does seem like all the stuff with Pinhead and the Cenobites is just, like, thrown in there. So I can get why some people don't like that, but on its own, it's actually not a bad thriller. Basically, the plot of the movie is it's about a corrupt police detective played by Craig Sheffer, who was also in Nightbreed, and I actually like Craig Sheffer. I think he's a pretty good actor, actually very underrated in my opinion, but he plays this corrupt police detective who really isn't a very likable character, but at the same time, that's kind of the point of his character. Like, he's essentially like an anti-hero in a way, but basically what happens is he's tracking a serial killer who calls himself the Engineer, who is killing these people that he knows, and he's leaving these fingers at the scene of the crime, and the fingers are all the fingers of a child, and it appears that this killer has some child that he's actually cutting the fingers off of and leaving the fingers at the crime scene, and basically it seems like these fingers are being cut off of a child who is still alive, and so now this detective, he believes that the Engineer has, this child, so now he's going after the Engineer, and, and throughout the story, like, he also starts seeing the Cenobites, and, and pretty much, like, in the story, he has to battle his own personal demons, and I really don't want to give too much else away about the story, but I actually thought it was a pretty good movie. Definitely keeps you guessing. I mean, you might be able to get what the ending is by the end of it, like, you might be able to see the twist coming, but still, I thought it was a pretty interesting thriller, but at the same time, it really could have worked as its own movie, and it does seem like they just threw the Cenobites and the puzzle box in there just to make it a Hellraiser movie, so I can get why people don't like this one, but to be honest, I don't think the movie's that bad. I really don't. Now one thing I do want to point out is, in the movie there are these two female Cenobites who are like twins, and they are freaking creepy as shit in the movie, and there they are on the back of the box there, but I think it's an alright movie. I don't think it's that bad. It's definitely a hell of a lot better than a lot of the Hellraiser sequels which would follow this, so yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. It's definitely worth a watch, at least once. So yeah, that's my review on Hellraiser Inferno, and bye.